G'day, my name's Ian. I am a half ranger, half educated, partially bug-tooth car enthusiast with a YouTube channel. Yep, bit of a weird way to start a video about Brembos, but there's a reason. See, I started this channel about 4 years ago and it's been going pretty alright. Like, it's nothing crazy, but it's good and I enjoy it and I'm consistent and I'm, consistently getting better and making these videos. I do it as a creative outlet because it brings me joy to make them and I like sharing what I'm doing, and it also is a bit of motivation to get me out and to work on my car each week, which is good. Now, the reason I started this video off by saying 3 things about myself that I'm not particularly fond of is because I am going to be making a bit of a change in the way that I make videos. It's going to be subtle and probably won't result in the videos looking any differently, but it's going to be a different flavor, I guess. Rather than making videos, which are basically a weekly how-to on my car, instead I'm going to try and focus it towards more of a personal brand, more in the sense that it's something that you chime into weekly to see where I'm up to and what I'm doing, rather than something that somebody who needs help with something on their car would watch once to see how to do something on their car. So I feel like that's how it's sort of been, which isn't a bad thing. It's just not what I want. What I want for my channel is for people to see my thumbnail, know that it's me, and want to click it because they want to watch what I'm up to, not because they are doing a ball joint and they need to know how to do that. So not a major change in any way, really, just more so, yeah, gonna be a bit more personal, hence the 3 things I don't like about myself, because I feel like if I can own the stuff that I'm not particularly fond of, then it doesn't really matter. So in saying that, in today's video I'm going to be installing some new Brembos on my R32, just the front ones. Thank you, Dom. Oh, this is the one that I bought, but same shit. So to install these bad boys, the first thing we've got to do is swap jumpers because I don't want to get this one dirty. There's like so few nice clothes that I have because I work on cars and my clothes just get ruined. Same goes for shoes. These things are beat and these are my work shoes. So I suppose first a bit about these brakes. These are genuine Brembo brakes. They come off a 350Z, a G35 and a V35 or something like that. They are bigger than the brakes that were on the 32. They're bigger than the GTS-T brakes that would come on the 32, and they're bigger than the R32 GTR brakes. These are 328mm rotors, I believe, or somewhere around that, whereas the factory 32 ones are like 280, something like that. Somewhere around that sort of mark. The reason I got these, because I was able to get them for a better price than I could get 33 GTS-T brakes. If I already had 32 or 33 GTS-T brakes on this car, I wouldn't have bothered with the upgrade, but because I'm going from single pot Dicky GTS brakes to something else, I thought I might as well go to the best thing that I could afford, essentially, and get 350Z Brembo brakes. So that's what we've done. Now, these brakes are almost direct bolt up. The only difference, other than the rotor, M14 versus M12. So the hole on the knuckle is actually the size for a M12, and we need to make it the size for an M14. We'll do that with this, and cutting fluid, because without this, it wouldn't work. Whoa. See that? Heaps of meat still left on there. Now for the good part, because I need bigger rotors and I don't yet have them, I'm gonna put this old one back on. So the other thing that you actually need to get slightly shorter bolts. And the reason for the slightly shorter bolts is because the knuckle on the 350Z on the G35 and the V35 is actually slightly thicker as well. But as we do not have the rotors, it doesn't matter yet. These wheels ain't gonna fit. I mean, it sits on there far enough for us to have a look, I guess. Looks a bit shabby right now because the rotor doesn't fit the brake caliper and the wheel doesn't fit the rotor. I think as a whole it looks pretty good. And I think I've got one more trick up my sleeve that I can do to try and make this look a bit better. Let's see if this guy will go on it. That's considerably better. I mean, I don't think these wheels will actually fit on the car because they're quite wide. I mean, maybe they will, maybe it'll surprise me. But as far as a proper installation, gonna have to wait until next week, or maybe the week after when I have rotors. That's it for this week. I hope you have enjoyed. If you want to see more of me and this car, and yeah, jump across to this Instagram account. You'll know it's me because you'll see a fugly picture taken from like year 6, year 8, something like that, as a profile picture. I'm going to be posting a bit over there as well, just for stuff that doesn't make it to YouTube, but stuff that's still worth posting. Check that out, and I will see you next week, or on there. One or two. Catch ya.